I'm Gabriela Riley.
I'm Adete Wibukum. I'm Bololo Astola Iwaga.
I'm Olumide Shulala, and we are
Whispers Filmmakers.
The story basically talks about a girl who has decided to recoil from the outside world. You know, she goes, I've been with there's so much cruelty, so much insecurity, so much pain, so much hurt and heartbreaking, whatnot. So imagine all kinds of mishap, all kinds of misfortune has befallen this girl. So she decides to lock herself away from the world, which is what we connote with the light. So she starts to lock herself up, and she decides to ostracize herself and not speak to anyone and not interact with anybody. So she is trying. I don't know. This movie that takes us through a mind ride. It takes us through a mind ride. We understand her emotions. We understand what she has felt in the past and what she's going through and what is happening in her mind and in her head. So this makes us understand her thought process from the beginning to the end of the story.
Actually, I brought up the story out of experience. It's something I've been through, so I just brought up the story to my group members, and then they were like, okay, they put the idea, and then added more ideas to it. That was how I got that story.
coming to a common ground as regards the story and how the story would play out. It was quite challenging. Some people want to drag the story to the left, some people want to drag the story to the right. So many compromises had to be made, and at the end of the day, we had to consider achievability of the story, being able to, turn it from a mere script into a film. We had to put so many things into consideration, and having scaled all those processes, getting to be shoot proper, that had its challenges. Getting people on sets, getting people to queue in, getting people to get ready, even the equipment, lighting, and all of that. But all in all, it was an awesome experience. You came, we saw, and we conquered.
Our production, we went through so many stress. It got to a point I was confused. I almost gave up. I gave up on everything. We fought, we had misunderstandings, and we just shut the end. It was something I thought I won't be able to do, because I wanted to go home and tell my dad that I'm no longer interested again. But he just said I should go, and then I came. So conquered.
It's been an amazing experience, it's been awesome on a whole new level. Though we had misunderstandings, though somebody decided to go home and not come back, or they later showed up, and then we were not able to shoot up until 6 p.m. We were scheduled to shoot. We were very, very low on cash. We had so many issues, so many noise about the roof, but they were going for our head, like, if people would not shoot today, people would not shoot today, we will not shoot. So, well, all in all, eventually we thank God, we came, we saw, we conquered, just like Gabriela said. Trust me, it was an awesome, beautiful experience, really. I mean, it's one thing we would not trade for anything else in the world. Though the pressure was so much.
So much.
So much.
For me, I've not been under so much pressure. Sometimes I do give up, but this one I do not give up. I was just stuck. Uncle Slim and Mr. Brown, they were holding me like this. I could not give up, but I just thank God that we did something and we came out well. The story was beautiful, fantastic. I just love our group. It was not easy picking the character, because the script is about something emotional. We needed someone that could interpret that role very well. But thank God we chose someone that did it better than those we were preceding our mind to do it. I think she gave it the best shot.
The funny thing about our cast was it was at 2 a.m. in the morning. 2 a.m. in the morning. We had three different actors up for the casting, and then, like Olumide said earlier, one was lacking in diction, one was a fast talker, the other one could not infuse enough emotion into her voice, and then the other one could not just interpret the role. And there were like slight differences, and in the end, we just had to go with someone who we felt had who felt would interpret the role better than the other ones. Because the person they wanted, because the person the entire group wanted to the character was a very very fast talker, and we just decided what's the point in having someone on set? The person cannot get our words out right and quite clearly enough. So, but in the end, we found someone good enough to interpret the role, and she did her very best, and really means an optimum experience.
Wow, 4 weeks ago. Yeah, I have a country spirit. I believe I can do anything I set my mind to. And so to answer that question, yes. But would I have been able to do it as well as I did it eventually? The answer is a big no. Because I've learned so much in regards technical aspects of the camera, the lighting, camera angles. There's a whole lot that goes into filmmaking, the technical aspect of it, and that's those experiences, those teachings that we got from GPTech played a huge role in how we eventually went about shooting the film. So would I have been able to do it as well as I did 4 weeks ago? The answer is no.
4 weeks ago, if I had been put on a movie set, I would have been able to pull off that same stunt, because I had early training here at GPTech already before now. So 4 weeks ago, yes, but 100% no. Maybe say 80% yes. But then I did try my very best, though I was ill of health during the shooting, and I could not give it my very best. But regardless, if you fast forward like say 4 months ago, I would have said okay, I could have been able to do the same stuff at say 50% of 50% accuracy. But then fast forward to today, I am delivering at 100% the usual accuracy, and that's like all thanks to Good Phillips College of Technology, and this is the right place to be. Believe me.
For me, no. Because I don't have any idea about film production. I don't have 100% idea, but now I think I can do something.
For me, in terms of fashion, I say yes. But in terms of going through the pressure, hell no, there is no way I would have succeeded in it. But thank God, I still made it. And thanks to my group and everybody.
I would say Greg Phillips has left like a turning point in my life, because when I really have been doing a whole lot of writing before I came to Greg Phillips, but then the Phillips has opened me to a whole new horizon on writing, and it had made me free up my imagination a whole lot more than I used to. And kudos to the facilitators and the realist Irumale, Mr. Emmanuel. He's my favorite facilitator after. No, he's my favorite facilitator after nobody. He's my favorite facilitator. But after Mr. Emmanuel is Madam Pusala and Madam Ruth. But then we are blessing the Lord for the life of Mr. Bankole Phillips. Because without Mr. Bankole, there will be no Greg Phillips. And without Greg Phillips, we would not have a civil education. So we are thanking God for keeping him and giving him the inspiration to put this together. I will say a big thank you from me and my thank you, Mr. Bankole.
For me, I would say Greg Phillips is exceptional. And to the facilitators, thank you very much.
Greg Phillips is really a place to be if you want to be a filmmaker. I would say thank you to Amadioha, Mr. Emmanuel, the king of his own heaven on its own. And then thank you to Mr. Smith, Miss Busola. Miss Busola, yeah, she's amazing. If you're not patient, you can't work with her. Yes. She will make your script look like you wrote rubbish. You'll be like, is it me that wrote this nonsense? It looks like something like baby's just drawing jargons on the paper. As in, she's really amazing. Then Mrs. Ruth, Miss Ruth, she's really good.